Welcome. Tonight, I invite you to drift gently back in time to a small Tudor cottage where the soft end of the day unfolds slowly. The year is somewhere in the late 1500s. The village, still and nestled beneath a soft blanket of clouds, prepares for evening. And so do we. There is no great drama here, no battles, no royal courts, just the rhythms of daily life winding down. The smell of warm tallow, the hush of cooling timber beams, the tickle of wood smoke on fading light. Here, we observe, we listen, we rest. Let us begin our gentle evening. The sun has dipped just below the horizon, and twilight drapes the world in a soft gray. In our Tudor cottage, light must now be summoned, not flipped on. There is no switch, only flame, wax, and ritual. A tallow candle rests in a clay holder waiting. Tallow, rendered animal fat, has been carefully prepared in a pot, ladled into molds earlier in the week. It lacks the sweet perfume of beeswax candles, which are reserved for wealthier homes. But here the scent of tallow is familiar, earthy. It signals comfort. Our cottage dweller, perhaps a woman, hands weathered but sure, selects a taper. The wick is trimmed with a small pair of iron scissors, shaped like a bird. A flint and steel rest nearby. With slow, practiced hands, she strikes. Once, twice, and a small spark kisses a bit of charred linen. She nurses it, breathes softly until it glows. Then the flame touches the wick, and light is born. The shadows shift across the cottage walls, revealing shelves lined with crockery, a few bunches of dried herbs dangling from a beam, and a cat curled near the hearth. The flickering light doesn't chase away the dark, it joins it. It softens it. As the candlelight grows steady, our scene becomes more intimate. The world outside grows quieter still. Inside, we prepare for a slow evening of comfort. Now that light gently hums through the room, quiet work begins. These evening tasks are never hurried. The day's labors have passed. The laundry wrung and dried, the food preserved, the chickens fed. Now, only small motions remain. A woven basket is brought near the hearth. Inside, wool, spun by hand, waits to be turned into something useful. Perhaps a sock, perhaps the beginning of a blanket. A simple wooden needle glides through the fibers, the soft click of its rhythm echoing with the gentle popping of firewood. Outside, the wind rustles through bare branches. But inside, everything is still, warm. The fire crackles in its stone hearth. Above it, an iron hook holds a kettle of water simmering slowly. Shadows play across the walls, gentle puppets of flame, moving slowly, never hurrying. The room smells of wool, smoke, and dried lavender. Earlier in the season, lavender was gathered from the garden and hung upside down to dry. Now, small pouches of it hang in linen bags to keep moths at bay and scent the air with something soothing. As fingers continue their work, there is no talk. But there is presence. Each motion is a quiet ritual, winding yarn around the palm, tying off loose threads, laying the growing piece of cloth over the lap. Even the cat senses the calm. Its purr is steady, almost like a breath, mirroring the rhythm of the hands at work. And above, from a small wooden shelf, a single hourglass marks the quiet minutes. A few grains fall, and we continue. Dinner, if it can be called that, is a humble affair. In a small iron pot, a stew has been simmering since late afternoon. Turnips, leeks, and bits of barley fill the air with a warm, earthy aroma. There's no meat today, just herbs, roots, and patience. The pot is lifted with care. The iron is heavy, and the steam rises in soft clouds. A carved wooden spoon stirs the broth, and the bubbles form like tiny sighs breaking the surface. The stew is ladled into shallow wooden bowls. Bread, coarse and brown, is torn, not sliced. A bit of butter, yellowed and cool, is spread thickly. We imagine the warmth of the bowl cradled in tired hands. The first sip taken slowly. The salt, the fat, the broth. They do not dazzle, but they nourish. The candlelight glimmers off the surface of the stew. There is no conversation, perhaps just the clink of spoon against bowl, the occasional quiet breath, the creak of a stool. Sometimes in the corners of old cottages, mice can be heard in the thatch above, but tonight, even they seem to rest. A final sip, a deep, contented exhale. The body begins to loosen its grip on the day. The bowls are rinsed in cool water fetched earlier from the well. Nothing is wasted. The leftover broth will be saved, the fire banked low for the night. A cloth is folded and laid over the remaining bread. The spoon returns to its place. Shoes are taken off near the door, simple leather, well worn. They rest beside a straw mat, arranged just so. A broom, made of bundled twigs, is drawn gently across the floor, its soft whisking sound almost like a whisper. The candle has burned lower, its wick trimmed again with care. It sputters once, then steadies. Shutters are closed one by one. Hinges creak slightly. Outside, the stars have begun their slow wheel across the sky. In one corner, a small wooden bed waits. A straw mattress has been fluffed earlier in the day, and a blanket of thick wool is folded neatly at the edge. A single linen nightdress hangs by the wall, its folds catching the candlelight in pale echoes. These final acts, the closing, the folding, the dimming, are not chores. They are gestures of peace. They signal to the body, you have done enough. Now the room is nearly dark. Only the final curls of candlelight move across the beams. The hearth has dimmed to warm coals. The cat, now curled in a perfect ring, sleeps without sound. The bed welcomes a tired body. The blanket is drawn up to the chest. The linen smells faintly of rosemary and lye. A soft breath, then another, and another. Outside, a breeze tiptoes past the shutters. Inside, all is still. We have reached the end of the evening. And like the candle, we are ready to fade into softness, to drift where time and light have no hold. Let go, let your thoughts slow, let your breath ease. The Tudor cottage falls into silence, and so do we. Good night.